So I just spent, it was like I worked for 12 days straight, and then I took 2 days off when one of my friends from the States came and visited. And so we took 2 days off, we hung out, and then I worked for another 4 days. And that was a pretty, I'd say like, pretty crazy sprint as well. And so the last 2 days I took off, and this morning I got up, and I think if I really would have just dug my heels in and pushed through, I could have worked. But yeah, I decided to take a third day off in a row because my mental is just not optimal for not only productivity, but producing stuff that I'm kind of proud of and producing stuff that's meaningful to me. And so I'm reading a book right now called Feel Good Productivity. It's by Ali Abdul. He's a YouTuber. He's pretty popular in the, productivity niche. And the book basically talks about, the importance of play and the importance of, not just grueling through work, but more trying to enjoy the process and trying to make it fun. And it's got me kind of thinking about sometimes my mindset will kind of oscillate between I'm grueling through work, it's grind mode, I'm caffeinated, but sometimes that can feel really good, right? It's we're in the trenches, we're working really hard. But then I find if there's a little bit too much of that, I kind of have to shift over to more of a productivity, but more in an easy way while I kind of recharge and get ready for that initial sprint that I do. And so I'm just biking a pathway that's kind of close to my house. There's forest fires, not super close to where I live, but I'd say kind of a city over. So a lot of the smoke is come in and stuff. It's not as bad as it was yesterday, but Calgary is still pretty smoky right now. I don't really care. I still just kind of wanted to go outside and bike. And I just realized it's kind of I was making it, I realized I was really deep in the trenches of that kind of grind mode when I kind of initially started biking, and I decided to put a stopwatch on. I was okay, Siri set a timer for a stopwatch or whatever. And I got to this top of this hill, and I'm overlooking this view. And bro, look at this freaking view. That's super pretty. And so I remember passing this couple who was also biking, and then I saw them it was probably 10 minutes ago, come back up the hill after I'd been sitting down for a while. And I was shoot bro, I should get back on my bike, I should catch them. And then I was wait a second bro, why are we even putting a stopwatch on for this? Why are we even trying to time this? This is not something I need to move the needle forward. This is meant to be my recharge. This is meant to be a mundane task, and I'm meant to just chill and look at nature and enjoy my audiobook and just take the time I need to recharge. And I find it interesting because when I say I've been working the hardest I've ever worked, just to put that into metrics for, I know, because there's people that watch these videos. It's weird because first of all, I know a lot of the people that watch these videos, which is really weird. And so it's definitely more personal when I'm putting a face kind of behind the camera. So I know there's a few people that watch these videos, and maybe a few people that would stumble across these videos and kind of breaking it down into the numbers and stuff would really help them. So I find right now I'm able to do about 3 hours of deep work every day, which is tracked. I'll set the task, and it's a 2080 needle moving task. And what I'll do is I'll set a timer and work, and then once I'm I feel I need a break after an hour, after 40 minutes, I'll write it down on my whiteboard. I'll take a 5-minute break, 10-minute break, and then I'll kind of get back to it. And sometimes that break means I work for 2.5 hours, then I have some lunch, go to the gym, come back and work more. Sometimes that means on the days where I'm really pushing it. Actually bro, there's a pack of kids that are coming by, so I'm probably going to record a part 2 of this. because they're gonna be screwing with the audio, bro. The teacher just got mad at them for walking on the wrong side of the path, which is kind of funny. Yeah, so I guess like my new goal now, so I've slowly been trying to work up from 2 hours of deep work, and my new goal now is roughly about 3 hours of deep work. So I've been achieving, it was like kind of early summer-ish. I was achieving about 2.5 hours, which like not bad, but I definitely wanted to bring that number up. And so kind of like over the last month, I've been trying. Oh my God, what? Yo. Bro, I don't even know what you are. Are you a squirrel or like a gopher or something? Alright, but anyways, yeah, dude, this last kind of like 2-3 weeks, I've been trying to get like, no, it's been like 6 weeks. I've been trying to get to like 3 hours of deep work. I have been doing it, but I feel like I've been sacrificing some of the activities that kind of like help to center me to move forward with that. It's like I'd rather work way more consistently for slightly less than working in short little bursts and then needing like kind of like long periods of like recovery. Which like, I guess it's not long. Like I haven't really taken a ton of time off. Like I haven't really had a break. The longest break I had was like a 5-day break, and that was like about a month ago. But then before then it was like probably hadn't taken a break off in like 6 months maybe. But anyways, this is like a 3-day break that I'm taking right now. And yeah, like I'm enjoying it, and I'm feeling like I'm trying to like recover with it and stuff. Just kind of like trying to get back to some of the stuff that I know that like centers me and allows me to keep working for like harder and longer. And then also like, I guess further aligning the channel with like the stuff that actually makes me excited and brings me joy. There's 2 videos that I'm working on right now. And the first one is about a retirement home. And the second one is about my friend and hiding things around the city. And that one is probably like the most enjoyable YouTube video I've ever made, because the concept was not like gruelingly long. Like I made it and I was able to like kind of make the video from like my imagination to like in real life pretty quickly. I was able to, like the pre-production was like a little bit long, but not nearly as long as some of the other videos I've made. And so it was like a nice, like it felt like kind of not easy, but like it felt fun compared to like the retirement video. Like, but because there was just like so many hours of footage, like it was pretty grueling. Yeah, in terms of the newest video that I'm gonna upload, which by the way, I'm not sure if I've said this in a video yet, or I might have said it in a video that I'm planning on not uploading until I upload these 3 videos. But anyways, I'm probably going to have to make a 5th channel, like another channel, and leave behind like my, I think it's like 25k subs now, which like is not crazy, but it's just kind of like annoying. And so yeah, I'm probably gonna switch the current channel back to Awesome Funnel, which if you guys don't know was like its original name. I created that channel like a year ago, and then this channel is like hopefully finally gonna be the last channel I make, which is Felix Hashik, and like that's like obviously being my name. I want it to like represent me, but I found, yeah, like I really struggled, not like ethically, but just like in terms of alignment with the two dating videos I made on the Felix channel. Because yeah, like although those videos like I think were pretty like transformative for me in terms of like kind of like my social skills and stuff like that, they definitely weren't, I guess, like the type or the side of myself that I fully embody, or the side of myself that I guess I want to associate with that kind of niche, if that makes sense. Like in terms of like that whole like dating niche and stuff, like I would search up my name and I would see like dating videos from other creators being recommended and stuff, and I was just kind of like it's like those like dating videos with like the white backdrop, like filmed in LA, where it's like the one, like it's like one guy versus like 50 virgins or something, and it's like, what are we even watching, bro? Like this is just so like, oh, I don't know, I don't want to be judgmental towards that type of content, but I just don't think it's really like useful or helpful. Like I don't know, not that it's like my content's better or whatever. But yeah, like I just don't really believe in the whole like current like dating culture, like stuff like that. And I just like, I kind of bled into that a little bit, but now I'm like, okay, like bro, oh my God, that guy literally just ran. That's crazy. That girlfriend just ran across. Anyways, yeah, like I feel like I don't really want to kind of like fully associate myself like whatsoever with that. So we'll see how that goes. This channel's not going anywhere. And I was even thinking in terms of this channel, like it is something that I really enjoy. Like I like making these videos, and I was gonna say believe, like I guess I really, this channel is important to me because I wish that more creators would do this kind of stuff, where they're talking like honestly to a camera about kind of like not their mental struggles, but just kind of like their mental climate, where it's like what they're thinking about, what they've discovered, you know, the stuff that they're doing right now. Like, I don't know, I kind of like to share that part of me as well, because I find, you know, if certain people resonate with it, you know, that really benefits me positively, because like I've genuinely made some friends like online through this specific unfiltered, like this raw channel. But it's weird because, like, for example, my friend Brian literally came up from the US as he was passing across Canada and visited and stayed at my house, which was like awesome. Like that was such a cool experience. Like, yeah, so I feel like it's almost like a probe, or like I'm just putting stuff out there, and it's like the people that resonate with it, it's like they really resonate with it, which like I love. And I mean, yeah, like in terms of, I guess, yeah, I'm even just thinking out loud, because like I know I changed the video titles to like video on Sunday, like March something 2025, and like I want to change it back to just like the titles that I'm feeling at the time of posting it. Yeah, I don't know, maybe I'll put the date that the actual, because I upload the videos at a different time than I make them, because sometimes I find it's a little easier to, I guess, like mentally space myself from the actual stuff I'm saying, if that makes sense. So I find by uploading at a future date, it allows me to still be like vulnerable, I guess, but then not in the sense that it's like kind of that immediacy. Like if I'm in a rut, you know, sometimes it doesn't always feel the best to like post that like immediately, just because it is like, it's like a different type of like, I definitely like advocate for like being vulnerable and stuff, and like showing your real emotion. But at the same time, I think in places like that where like I'm in a rut, it's just like I don't really have that capacity to fully do that quite yet. Like I'm more focused on like, okay, like how can I get myself out of this, or like how can I guess like focus on me, like not in a selfish way, but almost just like, it's like I need to kind of like pick up the pieces of my life before I can kind of like say, oh, like this is what was happening to me, but then this is what I did to kind of like fix it, I guess. I don't know, and sometimes it just feels like overwhelming in the first place to just like post something like that immediately, because like you're already feeling really crappy, so it would like really suck to post, like, you know what I mean? I don't know, bro, this is probably gonna be like a pretty long yap session, because I want to talk about a few other things. Maybe I'll put up a screen recording of the books that I downloaded. Bro, like, yeah, dude, I'm not gonna like actually list the website, because like that would not be good, and like obviously this is for educational purposes only. But I was thinking about this today and yesterday. It is incredible to me how you can find any piece of information you want in the entire world for free. Like, we live in an age where you can find like any book, any audiobook for free, download it, and now they're all on my phone. I think that's pretty cool. I don't know, maybe, I don't know, bro, like, just, there's like websites out there where you can search up audiobooks and you can download them for free. And obviously, like, this is on a completely unrelated note, there's like software that you can use, called torrent software, specifically for a Mac. There's an app called QBitTorrent that you can use to download certain files from the internet that are obviously personal files from like friends or something. Like, you would never ever use this to like download something that is like illegal. Like you would never ever do that. Like that's like totally not okay, like totally bad. But you know, there's certain websites out there where you can download what's called a torrent file, which tells your torrent software where to get the actual torrent from. So you download the torrent file and then you open it in your torrent software, and then it'll automatically start downloading the actual file itself. Anyways, back to, again, the thing I was talking about earlier, which again is completely unrelated. There's websites out there where you can get like books for completely free, or like tutorials for completely free, or like ebooks or audiobooks, which I just think is really cool. And yeah, probably as I was yapping, I've put up a little scroll through of all the books that I'm listening to right now. And like I just like yesterday was like I was like getting like just like I was like it was like a mega load of them. Like I pause, bro. It was like a mega amount of them. Like it was crazy. So I'm like very excited to listen to all those books, and I'm finding that they're already starting to help already. Yeah, and I guess I also want to chat a little bit about, so I probably made a video about this previously, but contacted this guy named I don't know. Yeah, I'll say it. Named Tyler Spears. He does like YouTube consulting, and yeah, I mean, I contacted him and I emailed him and we set up a consulting call, and the knowledge that I gained in that call, I'd say it was like very beneficial. Like it was definitely like, so he said, first of all, the channel I have right now is a liability because, bro, there's a little, there's a little ant carrying something. That's cool. He said the channel's a liability because it's like in the dating niche, and it would be so hard to change that niche because YouTube is like, I made a dating video that I doubled down again with like that gym one, and it would be really tricky to like change the niche. And so basically he said that what I should do is just start a new channel, which like that's fine, like whatever. I actually am not really that bothered with that, but yeah, like he said I should start a new channel. He also said I should upload more frequently, which I guess like kind of sucks because I would be decreasing the production value. Yeah, at the same time, I guess like it would potentially grow the channel bigger, which is definitely a good thing. Sometimes recording in public is still like pretty awkward, bro. That's really funny. That was a cute dog. Yeah, I gotta upload more, so I think I have to just like redo my expectations, obviously, because I'm gonna be posting more consistently, so the videos aren't gonna be getting like crazy views. I feel like I've also desensitized myself to views. Like if I got 100K, it wouldn't be like something crazy. I would just be like, okay, like I'm glad, like this is like normal. But I mean, I don't know, like maybe I have to get excited with like 10,000 or like 20 or 50,000 again, which sucks because it's like that adjustment. But I mean, at the same time, like maybe it's actually the friends we made along the way. Maybe the actual real excitement should be how well I think I made the video, or like how exciting the video was to make. Because like obviously with my excitement in the video, it's gonna like translate to the audience, right? Again, I'm making the new channel, and then the third video that I upload with my friend and like hiding stuff around the city, I can't give away too much about that video, but genuinely that was like the most fun I've ever had making a video. Like it was so much fun, and I really hope that translates in the video. Like there's certain parts where it's like I'm like going like undercover, and it's like that's like my favorite part of the video, because it's like mischief and like sneaking around and stuff. But like obviously like, yeah, and again, another thing is too, like I've been experimenting with kind of like the niche and like ideas that I want to make, because like I really enjoy making those kind of like conceptually based, like funny type videos where it's like a prank, but it's also not like harming anyone. Like I definitely don't ever want to get to the point where it's like going in Walmart and like screaming prank or something like that. But I mean, I guess to be fair, like I do watch those videos, and this is so immature of me, but I find it really funny. But I just don't think I'd ever want to like make anything close to that, because like I just wouldn't want to like actually like, you know, like I worked in retail, or not retail, customer service. Like I have friends that work in retail and stuff. It's like, bro, I wouldn't want to like actually harm anybody or like make somebody's day worse. If anything, I'd want to make somebody's day better. So like kind of by doing those like harmless pranks, like I don't know, we'll see. I definitely have a few ideas, and it's funny because I feel like without the feedback of posting more consistently and stuff, like, and again with the feedback of this most recent video, the feedback in my brain on like a really weird primal level is like you post these type of videos and it flops, which is like, that's not true. I'm probably gonna keep biking. Dude, I don't know what else to talk about, bro. Bro, that is so gorgeous. I feel like a weird tourist right now. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I was like, okay, yeah, I was actually hesitant to talk about this in the video as well, because I don't want to come off as sounding like preachy or like churchy or whatever. But I have a friend that's like brought me to, and I've started going pretty like consistently with one of my friends, who I met at one of my old, like one of my jobs. And yeah, like that experience has been like super transformative to me. You know, I don't consider myself a Christian. I don't know, like, I guess my belief around it right now is that I feel like there's like, I'm fairly confident there's like a higher power, because I felt something like that before. And maybe I can talk about that experience a little. It was like during a really sad part in my life, and then I just felt this like overwhelming sense that everything was gonna be okay. It was like borderline, like, it's kind of what people describe as like enlightenment. I don't think I was like fully enlightened, but it was just like maybe like even 1/10 or whatever. But yeah, like I started going to this church, and yeah, like it's pretty much like maybe 70-80% of the time, like I'll just like start crying and stuff. There's a lot of like healing that I have to do personally, and yeah, like it's definitely really been helping. I feel like I've been like fairly transparent on this channel about like some of my struggles, particularly around like lust and pornography, and you know, that stuff is like really, really, really bad for you, and it totally messes up your brain, totally messes up the lens in which you like see life in. And yeah, I find, I mean, I don't know, like a year ago I would have been like, yeah, this is totally like BS, like this is not like, but I don't know, like for some reason I find it's like really helped with that as well. And yeah, like I guess it does sound like a little bit like woo-woo, but yeah, like I mean it works, or at least I shouldn't make like a generalization like that. At least I found it's been working for me, and that's like part of the reason too where I don't want to get into the dating niche, because if I'm not aligned with this long term, I'm not going to do it long term. And I've kind of thought to myself like, yes, like those two dating videos, like I knew they would do well, and that's why I posted them, because like I knew it would be like a boost immediately. But I've kind of shot myself in the foot in a way, because like they're not the type of content I want to make long term. Like they definitely boosted my confidence in terms of like my ability to make a video that gets views, but in terms of the current channel that they're on, people from dating niches are just gonna be funneling in. Like I think I'm getting like 3,000 views every single day of just like dating people that people that want to watch dating content that are subscribing. And again, like I don't know, I'm starting to kind of like solidify my views on like just the current climate, you know, and I don't say that in like a judgmental way, but I say that in like a very kind of like mournful, sad way, because you know, I had personally a few experiences with that with the current climate, and I mean, yeah, like it's bro, I feel like I have to get a little bit more personal, because like this is gonna be weird to say out loud, because there's like sometimes like people that will walk on the path behind me, but it's like, yeah, like I thankfully you know, stopped like fairly quickly, but I kind of started going down this path of like hookups and kind of that dating culture and stuff like that, and I found it was like probably one of the most like damaging things that has ever happened to me. Yeah, I mean, again, like I don't know if any of this sounds like woo-woo, but I'm just really trying to I'm in the stage where I'm still like educating myself around this, but I'm feeling myself like getting a little bit closed off too. Like I'm starting to like put up like mental barriers, like I'm like, because I know like this is like very emotional to me. But yeah, like when I think of kind of like my inner child, or I think of, you know, the actual person that I want to be, and the person, like the stuff that makes me truly happy deep down, yeah, by engaging in that kind of culture, I just stray so far away from that stuff. And I find myself feeling very cold and isolated and very empty. Even thinking about it right now. Yeah, because it's just some of the most like damaging experiences I've ever been through. So, yeah, bro, try not to cry challenge. But like, actually, yeah, I'd say just like knowing the direction that I want to go down, and it's like the type of relationship that I want to be in. It's like I actually want to date to marry now, and by no means does that mean like, oh, the next person I'm dating I'm marrying. Like, no, it's just like I would date somebody with the intention of asking myself, could I be with this person for the rest of my life? And it wouldn't hinge on a spark or a chemistry. It would hinge on joint values and the ability to kind of like connect with a person, you know what I mean, as a friend first. And like people like on the internet kind of like peddle this whole like, oh, you know, like that's corny, or you need to have like polarity and stuff. And it's like, yeah, that's true, but to a very small extent, because at the end of the day, if you're going to be spending like 60 years with another person, it's like, yeah, I'd want that person to be, you know, my best friend. Yeah, and I mean, I'm kind of just like rambling on about this, but I just think it's really important, because it reflects, I guess, like my channel direction. And I think it's important to talk about because it reflects the direction of the channel, and it reflects why the channel is going in that direction. And it's like the root cause of kind of why I've made this abrupt change in my content and change in direction. Like, obviously I'm going to be starting a new channel. And so, yeah, like I think that those kind of like deep down gut feeling, like that's what you got to trust. And like, it sucks because like obviously I'm losing progress, or I have the illusion of losing progress. But I mean, ultimately it's like, where would this have led if I would have continued making like this type of content? It's like, you know, I would have made more videos like that. I would have made more kind of like social interaction videos. And I mean, it's very draining, right? And I think I would have like quickly gotten burnt out. And yeah, so I just definitely don't want to do that kind of content. So yeah, I mean, I've been doing a lot of thinking when I'm brainstorming now too, around like what type of like videos that I actually want to make. And, you know, the stuff obviously is like, there's so many constraints, right? Because it's like, could I make this in 2 weeks? Could I film a lot of this on my own? Obviously, like, I have people that can help film, but it's like I'd want to try to get to a point where, you know, I'm doing a lot of the production on my own. It's like, could I edit this quickly? Is this like financially feasible? Is this even good content? So obviously the restraints are a lot harder, but ultimately, what I'm finding is like, it's more just like diamonds in the rough, right? Like, it's like I'm finding, I gotta pee so bad. Yeah, it's definitely worth it, is what I'm trying to say. But I mean, yeah, I'd say, yeah, expect more of like my true self in the content I'm gonna be making. I mean, yeah, like obviously in like every video I make, I try to show up as like the best like kind of camera version of myself. But expect more of like my personality in the videos. It's like my unique lenses and viewpoints on the world, because, you know, that's kind of what I want to put out there for people. Is like these kind of like fun videos that are, you know, yeah, I don't want to say too much, because again, like I don't want to set it in stone, but yeah, a lot more kind of like lighthearted, a lot more funny, a lot more fun, I think, too. And again, like obviously not like, hopefully not actually ever like hurting anyone. Like, I have some prank ideas and it's like, I think they're really funny, but it's like, I'd never actually want to like hurt another person or like screw up someone's day or make someone's day worse. So yeah, bro. Okay, I'm gonna try to freaking I might just hold it till I get home. Bro, I'm actually gonna have to hold my pee, God. So I'm just taking my dogs for a walk right now, but I kind of want to give a little bit of a mental catch up and give as much information as I can in this video from kind of what I've learned in the last like 3 to 4 months. So, I mean, I guess we'll start with kind of camera stuff. I don't know how much I've talked about camera stuff on this channel specifically, but essentially I've been learning a lot about cameras. I remember I literally uploaded the video back in February, I think, where I unboxed my camera, and I literally had no idea like what it was. I had no idea how to take good video with it, what lenses were, what they did. I mean, I had a basic understanding, but I mean, up until that point, I was either shooting on my iPhone or I guess like screen recording, because I would record Minecraft gameplay on my previous channels. And I'm walking my dogs right now. So yeah, basically a few days ago, I ordered a new lens, except I kind of knew a little bit more what I was doing. So essentially, this is kind of like information about a camera. And if you don't want to watch this, skip ahead, because I will talk about some other stuff. Specifically, I want to talk about a video that I literally filmed. I spent like $400 on it. I spent 2 months filming it, and I spent about 20 to 30 days editing it, and I'm thinking I'm gonna scrap it, but I'll talk about that at the end because I want good retention on this video. I mean, yeah, basically, from my understanding of how a camera works, you have the body, which is the main machine that captures light. Then you have the lens that you can attach to it, which is basically glass in certain positions that will change what's called a focal length. Now, you don't need to know what focal length means. Basically, it's like on your iPhone when you select like the 0.5 and everything looks like super, like you can see everything. And then you select like the 3 times, which is like you can zoom into the distance. So yeah, basically the lens I have right now is 16 to 35 millimeters. And that's about roughly like 0.5 on like an iPhone. I don't know really what that would translate. Maybe that'd be like 2 times zoom or something like that. But yeah, that's basically just like how far you zoom into something. So I recently ordered a 24 to 70 millimeter lens, which is not quite as like zoomed out as the lens that I have right now, but it's definitely better for like zooming farther. So 70 millimeters would be closer to like the 3 times zoom on your iPhone. So you can definitely like zoom in closer to things in the distance. So in terms of that, on the camera, there's something called the aperture. Now, this is the order in which I learned all this stuff too. So hopefully me telling you the order can also help. Aperture is basically how much light is let into the camera depending on like how open or closed it is. Doesn't really like, I mean, it affects certain things like depth of field, which basically means like when you're focusing on something, the background will like look blurry if you like set it a certain way. But basically all you really have to worry about if you're taking like video, specifically like making YouTube videos in like a similar niche to me, like if you're not doing like professional cinematography or whatever, all you really have to worry about is that aperture is like how bright or dark it is. And like there's a bunch of people like, I know there's people watching this that are gonna be like, like that's not what it's like, bro. I'm trying to explain it like so it makes sense. So aperture is how light or dark the thing is. And then that is measured in what's called f-stop. So like you'll see the F, and then basically the lower the number, the brighter, the higher the number, the darker. Sorry, I'm used to thinking about it in terms of like the slider. But yeah, if you went to like F4, for example, that'd be like bright. If you went to like F16, that would be dark. Yeah, so basically the second thing that you attach to the front of your camera is called an ND filter. That's a neutral density filter. Basically, you can think of it as just sunglasses for your camera. So some cameras, actually most cameras, even the camera I have, if you were to take them outside, just as the camera is, it would be unfortunately like too bright so the camera would be overexposing everything, which was really surprising to me, because I was like, well, like this is a like professional camera and it's like not even able to handle light and stuff. Apparently not. So yeah, like you have to attach what's called an ND filter, which is a physical filter. It's a circular filter you put onto the end of the lens, and then that is literally just straightforward. You just like twist it and it'll make the image darker, and then you twist it the other way and it'll let in more light and it makes the image lighter. It's basically like sunglasses, but you can control how much light is let in. So for the longest time, all I would use is the aperture, which is like that little F number, to change in terms of like finite adjustment, and then use the ND filter. Like let's say we're filming in the sun and then we walk into a Safeway, it's gonna be a lot darker inside the Safeway. So it's like you turn the ND filter and suddenly everything gets brighter. Then you'd maybe adjust the aperture to kind of like fine tune that. Realistically, that's kind of like all you really need for the majority of shots, especially if you're shooting outside. Now, another thing you might need to know is what's called ISO. So ISO on your camera, that's basically how sensitive the actual camera body itself is to light. So ISO is, in like most cases, something you're gonna set as like a number, as a consistent number, and you're not gonna be changing it as much as you would the ND filter or the aperture. So actually we can probably turn back. So yeah, like basically to adjust light, the finite adjustment, the thing you're gonna be changing most, because I have it set to like when I'm holding the camera, it's like right there, is the aperture. The thing you're gonna be changing slightly more, but not as much, is the actual physical ND filter to let in or let out light. And then the thing you're gonna be changing the least after that is gonna be the ISO. Now, let's say we enter the Safeway and it's still like dark on the image. By turning up the ISO, you're letting in more light. So basically, actually that's not true. Technically, it's like the sensor is just more sensitive to the light that's already being let in. But yeah, that would be the last thing you adjust. So I guess like when I'm shooting, you always want to keep in mind too that you want the ISO to be as low as possible. The higher the ISO, the more light that the camera's gonna pick up, because it's gonna be more sensitive to the light, but it's also gonna be like more kind of like blurry. I don't know how to describe it. It's like artifacty, like it looks just crappier. Like if you crank it really, really high, I don't know why I'm doing this. It's set to like this circular button on my camera. But if you crank it really, really high, then the image starts to look really crappy. So, like if I'm shooting in my bedroom, for example, it's like usually if the window's open, I can set ISO to like 2000. And that's usually the same number I'll set it to, like when I'm outside, like 2000. I don't know, that's kind of just an arbitrary number. It's probably not like what's optimal for the camera, but you don't have to worry about that if you're kind of like just getting into cameras. Basically set it at like a consistent number. On my camera, 2000 is not like super crazy high. I would look into like what is a kind of normal number for your camera, but on my camera, 2000 is like not super high. It's fairly low actually. So usually I set it at around 2000, and then depending on like the scene, so like let's say I'm shooting in my room and the window's open, then like maybe it's like a bit too bright. Guys, what are we doing? Hey buddy. Yeah, like let's say it's a bit too bright, then I would like turn the ND filter so it lets in less light. The kind of sunglass thing lets in less light. And then if it's like kind of like a fine adjustment that I have to make, then maybe I would adjust the aperture after that. So the lens that I ordered is, I think it's an f4, which means some lenses you can order are like go up to like f2.8, or I think even up to like down to f1.9. But because I'm like trying to save a little bit of money, and realistically speaking, it doesn't really like matter. I told my friend, he was like, ew. I was like, oh shoot bro, did I actually mess up? And he's like, no, like it actually doesn't matter. Basically, if I was like if I was recording like professional cinematography and I wanted, like, let's say it's recording me right now and it's at like f1.9, the background would be like super, super blurry, so it looks like very cinematic. On a YouTube video, nobody cares. And then the lower the f-stop, so if it was like 1.9, like a really low number, that would be like obviously more expensive to buy. That would be letting in slightly more light, but I'm like, I don't care. I have a good camera, so I can just turn up the ISO. And remember, when you crank the ISO, it gets a little bit grainy. I'm like, doesn't really matter. One, because the audience on YouTube is gonna forgive you, like nobody cares it's a YouTube video. And two, the camera I have is like pretty good. So even if I really crank the ISO, it's not gonna be super, super grainy. Might be a little bit grainy, but it's not gonna be like crazy. Now I'm gonna talk about kind of like mindset stuff revolving around the most recent video that I kind of canceled. So basically this has been the saga of my channel since I dropped out of university. It's been dating video 1, dating video 2, which was like the gym. I was gonna make a video which was like, dude, I think I just planned the concept, but back then, like, that was like a ton of work for me. Now it's like easy because I've practiced a lot at it, but back then I remember planning this concept in the thumbnail. I was like stressing about it. It was gonna be like some sort of like Tinder experiment. Didn't really want to go down that route. Then I planned a video which was selling myself on Facebook Marketplace. It was like a joke video, but then the ending was like, oh, I'm gonna like find a girl or whatever. Again, I ended up planning that video, filming that video. The ending, one, was like horrible. It ended up not really working out because the girl, dude, it was like so weird. Basically, it was like unclear, and I guess on my part too, I should have made it very clear. It's like, yes, this is for a YouTube video. Like I remember, like we picked her up after she like knew it was for a video, and like me and Alex were like, Alex was driving and I was in the back seat. And she was like, oh, by the way, like I don't want to be on camera. And I looked at him in the rear view mirror and I was like, dude, what? So that ended up kind of going to crap. And I think that was like a blessing in disguise because I kind of don't really want to make that type of content, that kind of dating content. I don't even want to like go near that niche, to be honest, just because of like how much I've struggled with like lust and stuff in the past. So I don't even want to like fuel that flame at all. So after that, I started working on a video which was titled, I think it was like I started working on it right away. It was the prank video. So that was the first prank video I uploaded on the channel, and it is actually right now, as of September 9th, the third video on that channel and the only prank video on that channel, the most recent video I uploaded. It was the setting up restaurants in weird places. I planned that. It was a nightmare for logistics. I remember it was like really hard when I did it. Then I recorded it, published it, edited it. Now looking back, I really don't like that video. But I remember when I uploaded it, it was like the best video I made. So I don't know, maybe I grew a little bit in that period of time. But right after that, I started work on a video called I Opened a Nightclub in a Retirement Home. I reached out to the nightclub, or reached out to the retirement home. I toured the retirement home. I have like literally friends there now. There's this sweet lady named Helen that I ended up meeting, and I was gonna tell her story in the video. I went back there like a bunch of times. I asked a bunch of people like what they would want for the event. I literally like freaking rented a full like actual DJ, real like lights, a full like massive like 27-inch disco ball. It was like the real deal. And then we ended up throwing the event, and it was like, it was really cool. Like it was a cool event. But I was talking with one of my friends, Brian, who actually watches these videos. The weird, crazy thing is like these videos are literally how he reached out to me, and then we connected in real life. Just crazy how the world works. Anyways, I was chatting with him because he's a life coach, and so I find he's really good at, I guess, getting me to kind of like think through my thoughts as opposed to just kind of like spiraling, if that makes sense. So I was explaining to him how I felt like I'd kind of temporarily lost the passion with YouTube. I was like, I don't really like what I'm doing. I don't really like editing this video. It's like editing sand. It's like a really crappy video to edit. I'm not proud of it. Like literally since the first frame of the video, I click on it and it's like, I hate that shot. I hate the way I've edited it. Like I hate the whole video. And my heart wasn't in it too. Like, as sad as this sounds, if I'm gonna be completely honest, and maybe I take a little bit of, I don't know, comfort knowing that what I'm saying right now is gonna be kind of like buried in this, 15-minute video already. But yeah, my heart kind of wasn't really in it. And at the end of the video, I was gonna be prepared to give this like super long monologue about how this changed my life and how it had like shown me a different perspective and stuff. But to be completely honest, one, my heart wasn't in it, but two, those things weren't actually true. Like it hadn't really changed my life in a crazy way. I met some really cool people, and I'll be honest, like it's really sick that we were able to pull that off, right? Like the retirement home and I worked together to pull off that event, and it was something that the residents there had never experienced. So it was really cool to give the residents there that experience, but it definitely wasn't life-changing to me. And I just felt really detached from the project. I felt emotionally attached. It felt like it didn't really go exactly the way I wanted it to, which like, yeah, sometimes you kind of have to move on from that stuff. But in contrast to the most recent video that I'm working on that's almost done, I think the contrast really showed me the direction I want to go down. And the thing is, yeah, like, could I have uploaded that video and finished it? Yes. Could I have forced myself to finish editing it? Like, yes. Ultimately, I could have put the video up, but even like the thought of taking the thumbnail, I really don't like that. Like, cause I would have had to rent a light, rent a real DJ board, which is like, I think $50 for rental. It's like the thumbnail alone would have cost like $100 just to actually take that photo, let alone the time it would take to edit. Anyways, but yeah, I mean, I'd have to reach back out to the retirement home. I have to like get the camera set up, and it just felt like weird. I don't know how to describe it. I know the whole like, I just feel it was getting a little bit too yes theory. It was getting a bit too documentary, and I just didn't really like making it as a video. Like it felt a lot like way too serious for the type of person that I actually am. And I think I started taking life a lot more serious. The fact that I like had to get this video done, like I had to get the deadline, and I'm like, bro, like that video sucked. So yeah, I mean, the most recent video I'm making, I've already planned it, filmed it, and now I'm almost done. It's almost done the editing process, and it's about my friend, and it's about hiding his face around the city until he notices. And honestly, that has been the most fun I've ever had making a YouTube video in my life, because it's finished now, and I can confidently say that I'm really proud of the end result. Like, I'm really proud of the video. I'm really happy the way it turned out. The thumbnail could be better, and once that lens comes in, I'm probably gonna retake it. Basically, long story short, because my lens only goes to 35, which is like fairly zoomed in, but still like, basically with a 70 millimeter lens, you can zoom in farther to things, but the farther you zoom in, the more flat things look. So like the lens I had right now, because it didn't zoom in as far, it was giving this like weird warped effect, and like it was just, I don't really love the look of the thumbnail, but I'm probably just gonna have to publish it and see how it does, and then in the future I might change it depending on, I guess, how important that is to me at the time. But yeah, I guess I'm at a point now where I'm just really thinking about the channel direction and thinking about the type of videos I could make sustainably long term. And I think, like, I don't know, I think I really like making people laugh. I really like taking the seriousness of life out and injecting some humor and silliness, and obviously like without the intention of like hurting anybody or like negatively really affecting anybody, but kind of just like goofy pranks. And I know, like, the reason I made this video in the first place was because this has been a little bit of an anxiety that I've been struggling with over the last 2 or 3 days regarding, okay, YouTube seems so sensational now. How am I going to be able to keep up in terms of my ideas, in terms of not making videos that are over the top that would cross my moral boundary? You know, I think in the prank niche, like, especially some of the people I talk to, like, there's some really funny videos, like, and I mean, maybe this is like morally like wrong of me to admit, but like the whole, like, right now, as of September 9th, it's recently been this massive trend where it's like just it's so stupid, but I think it's so funny. It's like screaming in stores prank, and it's so dumb because like the premise is you literally just go into a store and there's like 2 guys, there's the main screamer and the backup screamer. It's just so stupid, but it's so hilarious because, like, yeah, I mean, I just think it's really funny. And it's definitely something I wouldn't do. Like, that is like pretty crazy. I probably would not do that. And I wouldn't want to do anything that would, like, again, cross my moral boundary. So I think I'd want to make like silly pranks. But when I look at the channels that I really, really look up to, I mean, a few come to mind, but like, take Andrew Video as an example. He had an old channel called Andrew Levitt, but he switched to making kind of like silly pranks. And I love those videos. Like, those videos are so much fun to watch. They genuinely like bring me legitimate joy. Like, when I'm watching them, I like literally will catch myself like smiling because it's like they're fun videos. So yeah, I mean, I'm definitely taking a ton of inspiration from him right now. But I think once I'm able to solidify my niche and also solidify my own style, that'll kind of start to naturally come out. I mean, I think the retirement home video, again, another reason I really didn't like it was because it wasn't my own style. I was really inspired by Jack Pembroke at the time. And so I could tell, like, and I remember my friend pointed this out when I sent him the first draft of the intro. And he was like, oh, you just copied Jack Pembroke. It looks exactly like him. Bro. Hey. Hey. Stop. He was like, it looks exactly like him. And in hindsight, I was like, I got defensive a little bit. I was like, well, no, it doesn't. Like, I wasn't just taking from him. But it was like, yeah, I think subconsciously, I was actually copying from Jack Pembroke a lot more than I would have wanted to and like even thought. And when I say like, you know, copying from them, like obviously it's not like, you know, I could come up with like a 100% original idea. Like every idea you're gonna get is gonna be from some sort of inspiration. But I mean, I definitely, as I make videos, want to discover kind of my own style. And so I think this video that I've uploaded, or that I'm planning on uploading within probably the next week or 2 weeks, is definitely the most like my own style. Like, it's definitely the most fun I've had. The goofy humor part of it, again, is like not hurting anybody. It's not like screaming in stores prank where like someone could actually like get scared or like have a false like, anyways. But I mean, yeah, like I'd say it's definitely a video that brought me like true, genuine happiness. Like making it from start to finish, I really like thoroughly enjoyed making it, and I'm hoping that that's really gonna show in the content itself. Like it was very enjoyable to make, and so I'm hoping it'll be very enjoyable to watch. Dude, I sometimes get crazy deja vu. I feel like I've seen this already, where I'm like talking to the camera and like walking in this kind of like small field at night. I could probably get ready to go home soon. But yeah, I'm thinking this is definitely the most enjoyable video I've ever made in a long time. And so I think, although I'm a little worried because I'm like, oh no, like what if I don't come up with an idea? Like, oh no, the prank niche right now is not doing well. A few things. One, there's market proof that this niche works and that this niche is sustainable. Specifically, pranks that are harmless, like harmless, funny pranks, right? You have Zach Aslop, you have Will and E, you have Max Fosh, you have even like vlog, like Ross Vlog Creations. is an example. It's like they're just goofy, silly pranks that like don't actually like hurt anyone or like harass anyone. It's just like funny pranks. And I mean, when I think back to the type of videos I've always wanted to make, I remember when I was coming out of grade 11 and going into grade 12, I had this camera that I got for, it was like Christmas and my birthday or whatever, and I was like so excited to get it. It was like this, it's this crappy like Canon Mark II whatever, Canon 50 Mark II, I don't even remember what it's called. But I remember I got an adapter and I used my grandpa's nature like telephoto lens, and we went to a university campus, and like I would just like mess with people. Like I'd be like, oh, like can I have like a hug? I'm just feeling really sad. Like that was such a fun video to make. There were definitely parts in that video that like I don't know how to describe it. Like the video is called Working Out in a Library Prank, which like now in like my kind of like current mental state, I'm like, okay, like that's like way too far. Like I was like working out like with my shirt off in the library, like making noise, intentionally trying to cause a ruckus. And I was like, oh, like they kicked me out, oh my gosh, guys. And then I think the video had like 300 views or something like that. But the point I'm trying to make is I think it's always been in me. And I mean, maybe this is a paradigm that I'll end up leaving behind, but I just feel like this is the right direction to go in. I feel like I'm being called towards this direction, and I feel like the joy and the passion from the video that I just most recently made, like the evidence of that joy and passion speaks for itself. I feel like, yeah, I just feel like it's the direction I'm being called to go into, right? And like even thinking about like what I used to like in high school, what I used to do or whatever, I would always get so excited like making these kind of like extravagant, like funny, like pranks to kind of like bring joy. Like my school was like fairly disciplined, and so I think it's probably like this is like some Freudian, like, hi buddy, sorry, we're gonna go home soon. Probably some like Freudian, like psycho whatever of like, you know, I just like hate the idea of like authority or whatever, and like I'm like rebelling or whatever. But ultimately at the end of the day, I think a lot of that is just like bringing joy towards other people and like spreading that positivity in a way that's like not harming other people. And it's just like goofy and silly. I mean, yeah, like for our senior prank, and I literally Steve Jobs this idea. Like I remember somebody else came up with the idea, and I was like, we should do this idea, guys. And like I didn't like take credit for it or anything, but I ended up like, someone came up with the idea, we should have a fake wedding in the entryway of the school the day of like the last day of school for like the senior prank. And I remember I got like so excited about it. I was like, okay guys, like we could be like giving speeches, we could have people that come in, like we should all like dress formal, we could get like the chairs from like where we do the assemblies and like bring them up, and we have like this podium thing we could use, and then we could get like this massive banner and like hang it over top. And the thing is, like, it sounded crazy on paper, and then like we all managed to actually pull it off like as a grad class. Like it was so much fun. Like it was like it was like we had like all these like rows of people, like all the people in our grad class, and then like all the other grades were like looking in like what are we doing, guys? Like, and it was just like so much fun. Like that's the kind of stuff, like that kind of joy where it's like just goofy and silly, but like executed in a way where it's like really enjoyable to do. And then I think that enjoyability will show through in the videos that I make. So anyways, I guess the long and the short is I'm a little bit stressed about kind of coming up with ideas. I try to brainstorm for about 45 to 50 minutes every morning, but you know, most recently, like sometimes I'll get in a bit of a rut where I keep coming up with the same ideas. So I guess like the meta scavenge YouTube, I was gonna use the word scour YouTube for outlier videos, which are basically videos on people's channels where they've performed a lot better than all the other videos. That was like a weird reflection. They've performed better than the other videos, and then kind of base your ideas off of that, because the market research basically that's just like fancy talk for saying that person got like amazing views on that video. Like maybe they post videos and it's like 1 million, 8 million. It's like, okay, there's something special about that idea. How can I like twist it or turn it into like my own kind of thing? Or like some people literally just like straight up steal ideas, which I personally think is like actually okay in some areas, because like it's not actually plagiarism in the sense that it's like not actually hurting the first person who made the idea. If anything, it's actually helping them. I used to be in the Minecraft space, and there was this massive trend like 5 years ago where it was like you survived 100 days in a hardcore Minecraft world, and like I think the person guys, stop. Coda, don't do that. Don't bug your sister. It's what you get, bro. I don't know what to tell you. Okay? Okay, stop doing that. Where Luke the Notable, the guy who came up with the idea, tried to like sue other people, and it's like, no, dude, like you ended up birthing just this like massive cornucopia of ideas and like innovation that would not have happened if like YouTube was like super strict on stealing ideas. So I think stealing ideas is like sometimes okay if you either like make the idea better or you slightly twist it. Anyways, yeah, I guess I'm like anxious about that, but at the end of the day, ultimately, I just have to kind of trust intuition with this one, I think, and specifically about like, yeah, basically like fear versus gut. It's like fear is telling me, you know, oh, like pranks aren't as popular on YouTube, and if you're gonna be in the prank niche, then you should make sensational pranks, because now harmless pranks aren't doing as well. And you know, I don't know if I'll be able to come up with ideas or whatever. It's like, no, bro, like I gotta trust my gut. I gotta trust my gut. Okay, I'm gonna freaking hook these dogs back up to their leashes. Indy, come on, we're going home. Yeah, normally Indy does not like to go home, but that's okay, because you had a nice long walk. You had a very long walk, which was really good. And you need to hook up. Bro, I'm trying to think about what else I should talk about. I wonder if there's actually anybody watching this video right now. Like, I'm being serious. Like, because I know the retention on these, like, I don't make these videos like for retention. I just make them for fun. But I wonder if like anyone's actually watching this. That's weird to think about. The leaves are starting to turn kind of orange. I'm getting a little freaked out, bro. I don't want winter to come. I'm trying to think, like, what should I talk about? I'm probably gonna end the video once one of these guys decides to like impulsively run across the road or something like that. I don't know. Dude, a freaking AJR EP came out, which like is really good. I used to listen to AJR like all the time in high school. They were like my favorite band. It was like Post Malone, John Bellion, and AJR were like my favorite bands in high school. Or like artists, I guess. Yeah, so a new EP came out, and that was really good. Their last song in the EP I listened to, actually I think the second song I listened to, about like the dog song or whatever, and I like actually started crying, bro. I was like, dude, no. But I mean, yeah, like the EP was really, really good. I'm trying to think about like what else I should talk about. I don't know. I'm excited for my lens. I got it for like $700 or something like that. $740, so it wasn't like a steal, but it wasn't a bad price either. Dude, I get freaked out that the camera's gonna stop recording, and then I'm gonna be talking to it like a piece of metal and glass for no reason. Yeah, I don't know. That's pretty much it. Yeah, dude. I guess, yeah, I just have to continue on this path. I've been trying to grow a little bit in like my faith, so I wouldn't call myself a Christian, but I have started like attending a Catholic church, and I know, I don't know, I don't want to come across as like woo-woo or preachy or whatever, but I just thought, like, I also too want to speak like honestly. I found it like very, very healing and very, very I guess like transformative for me. Like it's like a free philosophy lesson and a free concert basically every week for free, which is pretty sick. It beats like going to the club or whatever. So I've been enjoying that. I don't know, I've been on a slight cut. I've been in like a 100 to 200 calorie deficit that I'm probably gonna try to keep up until like December or like February. I'm actually probably gonna cut this winter. But again, the cut is like so minimal that it like literally like doesn't really matter. I screwed up my shoulder. So my chest strength is a little bit lower than it was because I was like unable to properly train my chest for like a month. I'm trying to think what else, bro. Dude, this is pretty much it. Kind of like walking on this pathway reminds me of 2 years ago, kind of like around this time. I kind of went into like this like monk mode, and I ended up recording a lot of footage throughout that period of time too. Kind of like videos like these, but I never ended up like posting them anywhere. They were kind of like, I had a feeling I was gonna post them in the future, and I probably will on this channel, to be honest, but not for now. Actually, speaking of this channel, I am going to be making a new channel, leaving like my 25,000 subscribers behind that all subscribed because of those 2 dating videos. And I'm gonna be making a new channel and kind of not like rebranding, but yeah, like making the type of videos that I actually want to make, because literally everybody subscribed to my main channel because of the 2 dating videos. And like I almost filmed those videos like a year ago, so I gotta start from 0 again. But I've literally done it. How many times have I started from 0? 1, 2, 3, 4. This is gonna be the 5th time. I have 80,000 subscribers accumulated with like adding up all the subscribers from my previous channels. But I'm gonna be spreading, bro. Dude, am I like tripping right now? What the actual hell? Okay, I gotta stop this recording because I'm tired.